Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been a while. I have spent most of my time concentrating on my main channel. It's been hard for me to think of content to put on this channel, but now that we're in 2024, I definitely want to change that. So years and years ago, I was a blogger. I used to write a weekly blog about things that happened in my life, happened with my family, and I stopped doing that a long time ago. And then a few years went by and I picked up the camera, and I have my main channel that is specifically a plant channel for me. And this channel I've had for years, and I kind of didn't know what to do with it. Had it for years. I used to put home videos up here. I've privatized all those videos. And you know, I have been talking, I think for the past couple of years, about actually doing something with this channel, and I haven't done anything. So now that we're in 2024, I think it's actually time to change that. So looking back over last year, a lot of things happened that were actually kind of monumental for me, and I should have picked up the camera, but because I'm not in the habit of doing things like that with my, you know, my private life pretty much, I didn't pick up the camera. I just kind of went through it. So just to give you a few highlights of what happened last year, I think it'll fit into my motto for the year. So I don't make resolutions, but I do try to live by a motto every year. And this year for 2024, my motto is to make the time. So it's to make the time with tons of things. It just kind of blankets what I'm trying to do. So all those things that I say that I have no time for, I need to make the time. So when it comes to this channel, picking up the camera, I can't sit there and think I don't have the time to do it. I just need to pick up the camera and go. If I can make the time to, you know, turn on the camera when I'm doing things with my plants, I can make the time to turn on the camera to show you what I'm doing in other areas of my life. I know that lots of people kind of have the main channel, second channel type thing going, and I did actually think about changing my main channel to include this sort of stuff. But as I did more and more research, it turned out that that didn't actually go over well, it seemed. And my main channel is a really small channel, and I'm okay with that. I don't overly go out there and promote myself or anything like that. For me, this is just, it's all done in fun. There were a couple of main things that happened to me kind of midway through the year. So one of the biggest things to happen to me was that I got a promotion at work. A promotion that was unexpected. I didn't even know I was being thought of for the position, and it was a change that I needed in my life that I didn't know if I could handle. I agonized about it for a while. They needed an answer pretty quickly, so I think I only had really like a couple of days to really think about it. And then I accepted it because change is scary, but I did it anyway. And right now, it's probably one of the best things that I've done in my life for me. It's put a lot of things in perspective for me. I now manage a team, and I'm finding there's things I like about the job and there's things that I don't necessarily like about the job, but overall, I do like working with my team and trying to build up their skills and their confidence levels. With getting the promotion, not even a few days later, I bought a motorcycle. Now, I did have a motorcycle previously. I do ride, and I had gone into a dealership to buy a part. I needed to buy a battery for the bike that I had, and I saw another bike sitting on the showroom floor, and it wasn't new. It was actually 2006, but I was drawn to the bike. At that point, I had found out that the owner of the bike was actually a tech in the dealership. So she was there. I asked to talk to her about the bike. She came out. I found out she was moving to Australia with her partner, and she couldn't take the bike with her, and she was really sad about it. So one of the things that drew me to the bike as well is that it was female owned. She did all the work on it herself, with, I'm sure, with help from, you know, the people there at the Harley dealership. And I talked to her and she said that there was interest in the bike, and then I left. I came home, I agonized about it for an hour, talked to my roommate, tried to get, his opinion and as many opinions as I could on whether I should do this. For the price, he told me to go for it, so I ended up calling the dealership back. I felt so confident about talking to her and doing everything that I put down a deposit over the phone. And we just kind of went from there. Next thing you know, I had a bike. I had another bike. So one of the things that made that possible was that I actually had the credit to do it. And I mean, credit was a really hard thing for me to get a handle on. I had pretty much screwed up my credit from the time I was like 19 years old. And it took a long time and a lot of work. I mean, a lot of things happened in that process, which, prevented me from having any real kind of credit rating. But over the past 3-4 years, I've been building that back up. And I got to the point where I had enough credit and I had a good enough credit score where I could buy that bike. So for me, that was a monumental change in my life. Like, despite the fact that I got a promotion, despite the fact that I bought the motorcycle, the fact that I had the credit to buy that motorcycle was huge for me. I think I almost cried once I got off the phone because I was able to do the whole thing. And I also had the money to put down on the bike. So that was huge. I mean, not even a couple months later, my youngest daughter got married. My youngest daughter got married, making both my kids living in hopefully wedded bliss. I didn't get to see my oldest get married because she got married in Ireland. And it was right before like the travel ban, so I didn't get to see that. But my youngest daughter made her wedding partially her sister's. She wanted to share the experience with her because we couldn't be there with my oldest as a family. And it was one of the sweetest things that I had seen done. So that was something else that was really, really huge for me and my family, was seeing both of my girls there with their husbands, and living their life better than the life that I lived, if that makes sense, right? So with all of that going on and all of that happening, I really could have shared that along with you. There was highs and lows over the course of the year. A lot of them were highs, which was something I'm not really used to, is having a lot of highs in one year. So there was that. And the last thing I did at the end of last year was something that I have never done before, but I hope opens many more doors. And that is that I applied for my passport. The thought of flying terrifies me. I haven't flown since I was about 3 years old, and now I'm gonna be flying. This month actually, I get to go to Toronto for work. That is another first for me that I will have going on this year. But if I can handle flying to Toronto, then I think I'll be able to handle flying anywhere else. And my main goal for the year is to make it to Ireland to see my daughter and her husband. So that's definitely a goal for this year, is to make it to Ireland. I'm excited about going to Toronto. I'm excited about that flight, even though my anxiety is high. I know I'm not going to sleep the night before. I will be with other people that I work with, so that's a bonus. And I don't know if this is actually a thing, I've never looked, but I have what I call anticipatory anxiety. So if I've never done it before, I'm going to be anxious about it. And as we get closer to the 23rd of January, which is when I leave, that anxiety is going to get ramped up, but most of the time I can talk myself down from things. So the one thing that I'm really happy about is that I'm not going alone for this first flight. But from where I am in BC, I think it's a 4 or 5 hour flight. So if I can manage that, I'm good. And I know people fly all the time, and it might be an irrational fear to many of you, but it's not an irrational fear to me. So this is something that I need to conquer, and if I can do that with any form of style or grace, I will. And the thing with this is that I'm going to be taking you with me for this, so you're going to be able to see how well I do with this. Wish me luck. So all I really wanted to do was pop in here and, you know, have a little chat about things that are going to happen hopefully in the future. I am going to make the time to be here with you guys. I'm going to try and share as much as I can. I'm still a very private person in most aspects of my life, so we'll navigate around that. But I felt like if I could write it down for years, I can sit in front of you and show you guys like live action at how this is going to go, because I do miss blogging. So we're going to convert that. There's going to be many different things. Hopefully I can do more travel things for you. I'm hoping I get bit by the travel bug, because me and my youngest want to do a lot of traveling together. I will be doing more things when it comes to riding. I won't be a moto vlogger, but I will take you with me on some of those experiences as well, and things that just happen within the year. So if you guys are interested in sticking with me for this and seeing how much of this I probably turn into an epic fail, then hang in there with me. Okay, that is really all I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure that I gave you guys at least a first video of the year. I'm going to make the time to be with you, like I said before, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.